Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Check it out. We got an issue here. And the issue is quite simple. As I'm reading this thing right here, it's simple. The issue is that it's not matching up. It is really not matching up. We've been talking about this for quite some time. And you guys know that the fake news is going to continue to spread garbage, right? One of the things is that President Trump is a racist. And obviously, it's not matching up. It's really not. Me personally, every single time I talk to anyone that makes those statements, I always says, give me an example. Like show me an example. And usually they said things like, well, you know, we is building a wall. Well, do you leave the door of your house unsecure or do you lock the door? Obviously, you lock the door. We need to lock our country and make sure whoever comes into our country is a good person. That makes sense. Do you open the door of your house and let anybody come in? No, you don't. You make sure that people come inside your house are good people. If you don't, there's something wrong with you. But again, you know, the media has been pushing this thing that President Trump is a racist. And now we see this. We see elections, and as we see the elections, we see how the Cubans voted for President Trump. And they're flipping out about it. They truly flipping out about it. It's getting pretty disgusting. Let me share the screen, my screen right here. But it's getting pretty disgusting. Look at this. First of all, let me just back it up real quick. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Check out the videos. I post a lot of videos. You know, a lot of videos. So check it out. Check out this one. The urgent message to all Christians. That was a good video in my opinion. A couple things I wanted to share to some of you guys. But again, you know, as you see this right here, the Cuban Americans in Miami-Dade County support President Trump. Well, this goes against everything that they've been preaching, right? This goes against the whole dilemma that President Trump is a racist because Hispanics are voting for them. Hispanics are voting for them. Like literally, Hispanics, Cubans were voting for them, right? And I'm going to go back here, kind of give you a number real quick. But in here it says, let me bring it down all the way down here. President Trump won Florida by 375,000 votes. An estimate he garnered more than 120,000 Cuban Americans. More than what the campaign actually estimated. So he got about 120 votes more than what they actually estimated. And that is fantastic, but that goes against what the media have been telling you. The media have been telling you that President Trump is a racist. The media have been telling you that Hispanics are not going to support it. And what happened right here? What happened right here? What you see is Hispanics supporting the President of the United States. What you see is Hispanics going out there and saying, no, President Trump is not a racist. In fact, he did many things for the Hispanic, many things for the minorities, many things for the black, historical data, right? Lowest unemployment rates ever. He's not a racist. And when he said, you know what, some of the Mexicans that are coming here or whatever he said, you know, Mexicans are rapists or something he said one time, he wasn't talking about Mexicans. We all know, you know, the Mexicans, there's great Mexicans, obviously, and there is people that may be criminals that we need to check. I thought that makes sense. I thought that was something that everybody understand. You don't open the door to your house without checking and make sure that they are okay. And he was referring in that particular comments, he was referring to MS-13, which you guys know is a gang, criminals that come to this country. So again, nonsense. I think that people saw through the stuff and obviously they decided that, you know what, the president is right. The president is doing good things for the minority and they tried to support him. And you see obviously here with this election. Now, here's the thing that I'm going to mention. You know, when you see things like this, instead of saying, you know what, maybe the Hispanics don't think that Trump is a racist. Maybe the Hispanic thinks that he's actually doing things good for the Hispanic community. No, we don't do that. They don't do that. You know what they do? Then they attack the Cubans. And now they're attacking Cuban Americans, right? I hate, by the way, I hate the term whatever American. You should just be an American. like you are Asian American. No, homie, you are an American. You're Cuban American. No, you're just an American. You African American. No, you're an American. Let's stop putting labels to ourselves. We always constantly putting labels to ourselves. Don't put label to yourself. And if you're going to put a label to yourself, I got a good one for you. I am a son of the Most High God. That's a good label for you to put on. But anyways, instead of saying, you know what, maybe the Cubans think that President Trump is good for their community or for the community. No, now they're attacking the Cubans. You know, they're not even Hispanics. They're not even Hispanics. You kidding me? Now, keep in mind that I'm an immigrant that came to this country at the age of 14 from Cuba. And let me tell you why the Cubans are really following some of the things and supporting the president of the United States. Because the Democratic Party is a socialist party. What they're doing right now, the communist beliefs are very well understand and visible to the Cuban people. And it's simple. Fidel Castro took control in 1959, I believe, 1959, and he was in charge of Cuba for many, many years until pretty much he died. He was a dictator. He did horrific things to the Cuban people. He rationed the food. He rationed his uniforms. He made them, serve a communist belief military. He abused the people. He have kids starving with no food, with no shoes, with no clothes, with none of that stuff. And how do I know that, Fabian? How do you know that? Because I was born there. And I remember. So now when you see the Democratic Party and you're starting to see some of the things that they want to offer you, Cubans can look at it and be like, whoa, no. This is the beginning of something that is wrong. What do you mean that you're censoring me online? What do you mean that you want to take away my guns? What do you mean that you want to close my churches under we need to protect the people nonsense? What do you mean that you're restricting the places that I go, the people that I gather, the stuff that I want to do? That doesn't seem like freedom. That seems like things that Fidel Castro did. Take away your gun. Regulate your food. Take away the church. He was big in abortions too, Fidel Castro. Look, the Democrats are too. For some reason, they love abortions. So again, Cubans are seeing this party and they could easily compare with what they had. And they're saying, you know what? I don't like this. And I know you want to buy my vote by giving me free stuff, but I'm just not going to take it. I'm going to go and work for a living. I'm going to make money and support my family, and I'm going to honor this country because I came from a country that it was a communist belief, and I don't want to go into a communist party. And unfortunately, the Democrats are going in that direction, and I feel that I should stay with the Republicans because they really value your freedoms, or at least more than the Democrats. So again, I'm not surprised because you know what? I'm Cuban, born in Cuba. English is my second language, and I could easily see through the nonsense, and I could easily go like, nah, man, I love this country. This country gave me a second chance. This country gave me a better life. This country gave me so many great things. I was able to serve in this country, and I'm proud to be an American. And you know what? I'm not going to go through that Democrats belief because I can easily see how they are, just like Fidel Castro did. And you know what? That's why Cubans are not going for it. And this nonsense that they're not Hispanics, get out of here. So if you're going to say that Cubans are not Hispanics, then Puerto Ricans are not, Dominican Republics are not, we all come from the same islands right there next to each other. I mean, we're really close to Mexico. So come on, man. That's nonsense. Anyways, what do you guys think? Put comments down below. And as always, God is in control.